All right, so the New Orleans Saints. We're going to get into the film in just a second, but first I have to give my thoughts on the Saints drafting Taliese Fuaga, who I think is a really good player, and I think that there's some critiques, and I think people have wondered if is he a guard or a tackle. I'm sure they'll try him at tackle and see how it works. Saints fans and I had kind of argued a bit about. I was making the argument they don't have to go tackle if that's not what if that's not what works. If the best player available is an edge rusher or something like that, don't be afraid to make that move. I really like Fuaga a lot. I think this is a great job, and I think they would preferred tackle, of course. And so here's the situation where, hey, you get the tackle, you get the position of need. Your biggest position of need is one of the best players available. Always nice when that happens. So yeah, I kind of want to I love the decision itself and all of that. But let's get into the film. Let's talk about what I like so much about just Fuaga himself, the player. Let's start off with this play for Fuaga. So, a little bit of a weird graphic. Not my best graphic, admittedly. They'll get stronger as the video goes along, I promise. So, it's going to be an interior, kind of an interior offensive line type play, right? Where he's a guard, but with a inline tight end blocking on his play. He's also going to be the one who's going up to the next level to block someone there. So this is very much if you're wondering if he's a tackle or a guard, this is something where, hey, if he is a guard, this is what he'll have to do. If he's a tackle, he'll also have to do some of this. But still, let's see what happens. You're going to see Fuaga when this play begins. I mean, look at how quickly he does that. That's amazing how well he was able to do it. You would think he plays guard like naturally with how well gets up to the next level sometimes on these plays. Certainly on this one, it was really remarkable. He, of course, does also finish off that block, and it was a big part of why that was a touchdown. So definitely a very impressive play by Fuaga. Not saying he does this all the time, certainly not. And I did have some critiques with, I thought he overcommitted sometimes. Let's go over to this play now, where what's going to happen is it's going to be a similar situation. Double team, moving up to Fuaga once again will move up to the next level. Again, he is a tackle, so he is the one who is closer towards the bottom of the screen that I show blocking on this one. Watch what happens. So Fuaga is going to, again, it was one of those weird situations where the interior defensive lineman really shifted pretty high towards the top of the screen. And because of that, I think Fuaga could have gotten away with just running up straight to the next level, but instead kind of overcommits a bit too much there. And it is something I definitely noticed him do. He's then out of position, misses the eventual block he needed to make, and that resulted in a tackle when it could have been more than that. Not saying this happened a lot, just this was my kind of one note I had in an otherwise pretty flawless film, in a pretty flawless body of work, I thought, for him. So, okay, one note, let's get to the rest of the positives. Something like this is very impressive, where, again, he is the right tackle on this play, and you see what's happening here. Who's he supposed to block? Well, you don't know. Typically, you want to block inside out, but again, what is happening here? You're going to have to make a post-snap read as an offensive lineman. So post-snap, what happens? Well, a lot of guys drop back. In fact, this is now just a three-man rush. So who should you tackle who should you tackle? Don't tackle anybody, but who should you block if you are Fuaga? Well, that guy should probably be the guy you're looking towards, right? He's the closest person in the area, and he's actually going to run in Fuaga's area. However, as you see, Fuaga does a good job of getting his hands over, and at this point has completely blocked him out of the play, even though it ends up being just one guy on both of the edge rushers and four guys on the interior defensive linemen. So, a bit of a weird ratio going on there, but still, hey, good job by Fuaga making the play work. The quarterback does have time to make the throw. So yeah, definitely good stuff there by Fuaga to make that happen. And definitely I thought did a good job of reading these plays, which whether you're a tackle or a guard will very much come in handy. I also thought that his run blocking was, really good, and that's part of why people thought, like, oh man, maybe he's just a guard. But like, listen, if you're so good at something that like it means you have positional versatility, that's not a negative. Like, that's not how that works, because you can just play him at tackle if you want, or you can play him at guard and have him be a really good run blocker. Like this play, one-on-one matchup. When this play begins, you see Fuaga, gets that kind of inside leverage right there. Does a really good job, I think pretty consistently, of getting the hands where he wants to be and getting in position to where he can make a play. And then he just holds off that block as long as he needed to, as the running back was able to actually have enough room to make a little move and get by the other guy because there was a big enough hole from what Fuaga created. So really good stuff there by Fuaga. This play is another kind of similar type thing to what I showed earlier, of just showing how he's someone who understands the position and understands his assignment. So you're going to have, essentially a stunt where the two defensive linemen are going to, again, it's a little bit more complex than this, but in simplistic terms, just change their position right when the ball is snapped. So for Fuaga, he starts off thinking he's blocking the edge rusher and doing a fine job at it, but he does move a little bit further towards the inside, which is what the defense is trying to create here. Is now they're hoping to get someone to go towards the outside and make a play. However, when that happens, watch Fuaga reads the play so well, he's still able to get over and make this block. A lot of young players really struggle with stunts, and that's why they're so effective in college, right? And, I mean, they're effective at the NFL level, too, but I don't know if they'll be as effective when Fuaga is out there. And, again, guard or tackle, you have to be able to notice this stuff, and he can. You see him make the block, ball gets thrown, good job there. So there's all of that stuff, and I really do think the one thing I haven't talked a ton about is his pass protecting, which is also very good. Something like this. It's going to be a one-on-one block against the edge rusher you see. Okay, one-on-one block. Well, how well can you do on this play? Well, you see Fuaga on this one, gets in good position, gets his hands in good position, and at this point, what can you really do as a pass rusher? You can't overpower him, he's stronger than you, and he gets his hands in position, you can't really get around him. As you see, Fuaga is able to finish off this block, ball gets thrown once again. Again, he kind of has a body type of a guard a little bit. I can see why the guard stuff is there. I think he could play either way, though, and also, I don't really think one is more valuable than the other. People act like tackle is more valuable, but there's not really any evidence to support that other than just conventional, what people have always thought. And personally, I think he could do either. I think, his versatility is a pro, not a con to me, so I'm a big fan of his game. But yeah, that's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from y'all, and of course, as always, thanks for watching. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. I appreciate that. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button or just click on the channel itself. I will be covering every little detail about this draft, so, if there's anything you're interested in, I'm sure I have a video about it. Make sure you check that out. Also, if you like movies, make sure you check out my movie channel. The link is in the description for that. Have a lot of fun stuff on there, some movie reviews, some tier lists, stuff like that. And also, if you want to just hear more of my general thoughts, follow me on Twitter or X, whatever the hell you want to call it. Link is in the description for that as well. And once again, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it.